Chapter 11, Connecting Souls. Beach City, Crystal Temple. Naruto was sitting in kitchen area with Connie as Steven was getting things ready for something. "So what are you two doing again?" Naruto asked as he noted some of the food Steven was gathering. "Going on a picnic?" Connie looked at the blonde before her and said, "We're actually going to go see a movie, Dogcopter 3. I've heard it was pretty good." Naruto watched the trailer before falling over laughing at the idea of a dog-shaped helicopter flying around and shooting missiles from its rear. "I'll be back in a moment," said Steven as she rushed towards the restroom. "Need to go take care of something." Connie gave Naruto another look and saw that the blonde was dressed nicely but not overly fancy and asked, "So what about you? You have any plans?" Naruto chuckled as he said, "Well, since I'm not grounded anymore, Pearlheim and I are going on a date later when she returns. I'm actually kind of nervous about this." Connie didn't ask about it as she had an idea as to why since hearing that speech the blonde had given with the mayor. "I really don't see how the people back at your home couldn't see that they were hurting someone as special as you," Connie said with a mixture of sympathy and hidden anger. Naruto shrugged his shoulders without a care and said, "Even though I had some people who cared about me, I'm not really that fazed about being so far away. I'm here in Beach City now with people I consider not just precious, but special to me." Connie smiled sadly as she said, "I wouldn't know about having someone special to me. There's not really that much about me that is special." "That's not true, Connie-chan," Naruto said with a bit of shock on his face. "You are special." The girl sighed before she said, "Only to my overprotective parents, and they won't let me be like normal children." The blonde let out a sigh of his own as he said, "You forgot one person, Connie-chan. Steven sees you as someone special to him." Naruto took a quick glance towards the bathroom and said, "Steven cares a lot about you as he would go out of his way to see that you are safe and happy. You are special, as there are people who look to you as someone precious and special." "But what about all those powers you have?" Connie stated, feeling a little down. "You can create spheres of energies, summon toads, create clones of yourself, and even walk on water. I like that. For me are my skills at tennis and my knowledge." Naruto sighed as he knew that he was pretty impressive to some as one of the Freimans. Ronaldo, was it? Had kept asking him so much about what the Shinobi Lands, as everyone called it, were like and even asked about the other Hokages. Of course, Agent Kurama would step in and tell them that Naruto really couldn't divulge a lot information so loosely as the Shinobi Lands were surrounded in secrets and chakra. "I guess I am kind of impressive," the blonde said with a sheepish chuckle, "but to be honest, I am kind of jealous of you, Steven, and some of the others here in Beach City." Seeing the confusion on the girl's face, Naruto decided to let her know a few things as he said, "Before I arrived here. Before Garnet had become my mother. I was actually the jealous and envious type." Naruto chuckled as he saw the stunned look on Connie before he continued, "Yeah. I would see so many children out there with their family while I really had no one. Sure, I had a few friends, but that's it. I had friends, but what I wanted most. Was a family. Ruka-sensei was like a brother to me in more ways than one. He lost his family to the Kyuubi attack. He was a goofball, and importantly. He was like me. Alone. When I was in Team 7, Naruto continued, holding back the small tears slowly forming in his eyes, I thought that I would finally have people I could call a family. Too bad Kakashi-sensei had lousy timing and always doted on Sasuke while that dumb would belittle me as Sakura would hit me for even the dumbest of reasons to me. Yeah, I was annoying, but she didn't have to hit me all the time. I had even wanted to spend time with them, but they just shook me off." Connie could see the burning anger in Naruto's eyes and see the undeniable hurt in them as well. "I then met Pervy Sage," Naruto said as this got a slight agitated twitch from the girl's eye. "Like Kakashi, he didn't do much aside from teaching me how to summon as well as teaching me the Rasengan. Even if I had to use a little incentive." Finally, Naruto said as he looked at the small necklace around his neck, "Finally there was Tsunade-chan, as even though she was cranky with me at times, I could easily tell that she loved me like family. Steven was able to deliver a letter to me that was from Ba-chan. She misses me so much as she sometimes wish I was there for her to scold at for calling her Ba-chan, and at one point she even had one of my friends address her like that. But it wasn't the same for her, as it seemed like only I could have done that with that certain flair that I have. Successfully blinking the tears away, Naruto then said, "What I'm trying to get at is that even though you don't believe yourself to be special, there are always those who will remind you that you are special to them, be it Steven or your parents. I know I will pass this knowledge, seeing how my Uzumaki blood will let me see my grandchildren's grandchildren." Connie laughed as Naruto's words echoed in her head and couldn't help but know that the blonde was right. There were people who see her as special. Steven returned as Naruto got off of the chair and said, "I better get ready for my date. You two have fun and stay out of trouble." Connie watched with hidden sadness as she saw Naruto as the boy who knew the true meaning of being alone. A couple of hours had passed as Naruto was waiting in Steven's room for Pearl to arrive, with the nervous feeling in his gut still present. "Relax, Kit," said Agent Kurama as he was sitting on the couch next to Amethyst with Gamakichi and Gamatsu sitting on the floor. "You faced two powerful rogue ninjas, a training ground that even Anbu would rarely set foot in. Jiraiya is and Tsunade's former comrade, twice I might add, and even took a Chidori to the chest along with other things, and you get butterflies over a single date? How pathetic is that?" Naruto looked at the possessed clone and said, "Shut up. This is very important to me and you know it." The door to the deeper parts of the temple opened to reveal Garnet walking out with Pearl following her. The pale gem was wearing a yellow sundress along with a matching sun hat that hid the pearl on her forehead. "Wow, Pearlheim," Naruto said with a slight blush on his face at the sight of Pearl, "you look amazing." Pearl blushed as she thanked the blonde with a small kiss to the cheek. "The date hasn't even started and you're getting lucky," Kurama joked. Much to the couple's embarrassment, "You'll probably be sharing the same bed by the end of this week." "Shut up!" Both Pearl and Naruto yelled with bright blushes on their faces, while Kurama and Amethyst were laughing at the couple's embarrassment. After the two calmed down, Garnet looked at Naruto and Pearl and said, "You two have a wonderful time and be on your best behavior, Naruto." Garnet watched the two walk out of the temple with motherly pride on her face as she knew that her son was in good hands. Konohagakure. Sakura was walking through the village with a solemn look on her face as everywhere she turned and looked, there were couples together and being happy and in love. "Loved," the Rosette thought as her mind wandered towards Naruto. "All Naruto had ever wanted was my love, but I had never given any of it, as all I focused on was Sasuke. I wonder if things could have been different if I had at least gave Naruto some attention." Sakura continued to think of her teammate as she began to sing a song she had heard once before to herself. "Summer after high school. When we first met. We'd make out in your Mustang. To Radiohead. And on my 18th birthday. We got matching tattoos. Used to steal your parents' liquor. And climb to the roof. Talk about our future. Like we had a clue. Never planned that one day I'd be losing you." Sakura thought of the times where she would dream about being with her Sasuke-kun, but instead, she replaced the Uchiha with Naruto as she could somehow imagine herself having fun with the blonde. With a sad smile, Sakura decided to continue on with the song. "In another life, I would be your girl. We'd keep all our promises. Be us against the world. In another life, I would make you stay. So I don't have to say. You were the one that got away. The one that got away." Sakura continued to walk as this pain could have easily been avoided if she hadn't been so stupid. "And I was supposed to be the smart one," the Rosette thought darkly as she felt sick of herself for what she had done to Naruto for just fulfilling out his promise to her. "If I had a chance, I would say that I am so sorry for what I have done to you, as things here just seem so dead." At the Hyuga estate, Hinata was taking a break from her studies as Naruto was still on her mind. "Why did you have to leave, Naruto-kun?" Hinata thought as she blamed herself for not being brave enough to confess to her crush. She remembered a song she had heard some time ago as she began to sing. "I was June and you were my Johnny Cash. Never one without the other, We made a pact. Sometimes when I miss you, I put those records on. Someone said you had your tattoo removed. Saw you downtown, singing the blues. It's time to face the music. I'm no longer your muse. Hinata was thinking about all the times she had seen how hard Naruto had worked himself. She had even seen the times where Naruto wasn't the ball of sunshine that people would see, but instead someone filled with the most darkest of despair. Now that Naruto was miles, maybe even oceans, away, Hinata had never let the blonde know. In another life, I would be your girl. We'd keep all our promises. BS against the world. In another life, I would make you stay. So I don't have to say. You were the one that got away. The one that got away. The one. The one. The one. The one that got away. Seeing her family heritage and riches, Hinata would rather burn it all if it meant getting her Naruto back. She knew that money could never give her what she wanted, and Hinata would even give up not only her title as heiress to the Hyuga clan, but her eyes as well if she could see Naruto. Sakura was in a jewelry store as she looked at all of the beautiful rings on display, and even if it was the cheapest ring Naruto would get her, she would wear it proudly if things were different. Too bad that will never happen now, Sakura thought as she left the store with a dark cloud over her head as she and Hinata continued their song. All this money can't buy me a time machine. Can't replace you with a million rings. I should have told you what you mean to me. 'Cause now I pay the price. In another life, I would be your girl. We'd keep all our promises. BS against the world. In another life, I would make you stay. So I don't have to say. You were the one who got away. The one who got away. The one. The one. The one. In another life, I would make you stay. So I don't have to say. You were the one who got away. Both girls had imagined themselves in their best formal kimonos as Naruto, with both his hands and wearing the most amazing of tuxedos, was standing at a doorway. Naruto smiled before something had caught his attention, drawing him away from the girls with the doors shutting behind him. The door had sealed themselves tightly as they both sang the last verse. The one that got away. Naruto-kun. I miss you. Naruto-kun. I'm sorry. Beach City, Funland. Naruto and Pearl were walking through the amusement park while avoiding some of the rides they weren't allowed on, due to Steven causing some trouble, and avoided the arcade, due to Pearl being confused about some of the games and Naruto mentioning how the arcade was evil. Naruto had bought some cotton candy for them to share as they walked around the place, while Kurama wasn't too far behind to keep up the facade of him being a special agent instead of a demon fox. Reminds of the times Minato and Kushina had gone of their dates, Kurama thought as he chuckled at those memories, although I doubt Konoha could have such a place like Funland without it being a special festival or something. Where would like to go, Haim? Naruto asked as he held the bag of cotton candy. How about the Ferris wheel? Pearl offered as the two got in line for the ride. Once strapped into the cars, the giant wheel moved with Naruto, Pearl, and many others getting a sudden jolt from the start. The wheel continued to move as Naruto and Pearl soon got an amazing view of Beach City from the top of the Ferris wheel, but the view was even more amazing as they looked at each other. Naruto, Pearl said as she stared into the blonde's ocean blue eyes, I'm glad that I was able to meet someone like you. Naruto smiled as he cupped a hand on Pearl's cheek and said, I'm glad to have you as well, my beautiful gem. The two then leaned into each other for a kiss as the ride slowly continued as down below, Mr. Smiley had a few tears in his eyes as his smile grew wider at the sight of the couple. Young love, said the man as Naruto and Pearl ended the kiss when the ride was over, reminds me of my glory days when I was a wild teen. Yep, Kurama thought as he watched the two walk on down through the amusement park, those two really do make a nice couple. Beach City, Fish Stew Pizza. Naruto and Pearl were sitting at one of the tables with the stuffed fox that the blonde had won for Pearl when Kiki walked up to them. Hey Sunny, hey Pearl, Kiki said as she sat next to them, what brings you two here? Naruto sheepishly smiled as he said, well, Pearl and I are kind of on a date. We were taking a slight break after spending some time at Funland. The young teen smiled as her sister arrived to take the couple's orders before she saw Agent Kurama just outside and knew that the special agent was keeping an eye on things. Naruto's and Pearl's drinks and pizza soon arrived and the two began to eat when Pearl asked, "So, Naruto, why does Kiki and her family call you Sunny?" The blonde chuckled a bit after getting a sip of his soda and said, "Well, mostly because of my hair, but she also said that it was because I have this bright aura about me that's somehow like being near the sun. That's actually fitting for someone like you, Naruto," Pearl thought as she couldn't look away from the roguish charm on his face that the whisker marks had given him while she continued to dine with her boyfriend. Beach City, Crystal Temple. The two were at the Pearl's favorite tree, or what was left of it, as Naruto saw the site of the fallen tree. "I'm sorry about what happened to the tree, Haim," the blonde said as Pearl has told him many times about how this tree was precious to her. "It's alright, Naruto," said Pearl as she held Naruto's hand, "while that tree was my favorite, it could never replace the love that I have for you." The gym then rested her head against Naruto's as she then said, "I thought I had almost lost you when you almost faded out of existence and when you were stabbed because of my carelessness. I couldn't forgive myself for letting that happen to you. You could have died because of my mistake." The blonde saw the tears slowly forming on Pearl's face and knew how much hurt his girlfriend was in. Using a hand, Naruto lifted the gem's face and said, "Pearl, you should stop blaming yourself about those two incidents as I'm still learning about being a crystal gem, and even if I didn't retreat into the gems, I'm too damn stubborn to die as Kurama would have healed me. I'm only half gem, but there is still so much that I want to know about myself. I never knew that I even had a clan until Kurama mentioned it before he restored my arms." Naruto then gave Pearl a comforting hug, showing the gem how much he cared about her as Pearl then returned the hug with a silent thank you. The two ended the hug as Naruto removed the necklace that Tsunade had given him and placed it around Pearl's neck. "Naruto," the gem said in shock as this necklace belonged to someone that was close to her boyfriend, "you're giving me the necklace you got from Tsunade. Why? Don't you miss her?" Naruto smiled as he said, "I do miss her as she was one of my precious people and I'll always think of Bachan and the others should I ever need to look back for a moment. I'm giving you her necklace as she had told me that she had given it to the ones she had seen as precious to her. And now I'm doing the same with you, Haim." The blonde smirked as he saw Pearl's spirit lifting as he then added, "And besides, it looks way better on you than me, my beautiful gem." Pearl blushed at the compliment as she examined the jewel and she could feel a small amount of energy from the center jewel. "Thank you," said Pearl as she gave Naruto a kiss on his whiskered cheek, "my handsome rogue." The two looked off into the sky until Naruto remembered something. Reaching into his pocket, the blonde then pulled out a small scroll and said, "I remembered one of the gifts that Pervy Sage had given me." Pearl watched as Naruto unrolled the scroll some to reveal some writings before the blonde applied chakra to then reveal an artifact. "What's that?" Pearl asked as she examined the bangle that was bejeweled with embers. "A bangle?" Naruto held the large ring and said, "I don't know, as Pervy Sage mentioned in his letter that a woman from a village of Konoha had given this to Pervy and told him to give it to any Uzumaki he should encounter. The woman said that it belonged to not only the founder of her village, but the Uzumaki ancestor, as she only described my ancestor as one who bears solidified blood of the trees. Got any ideas?" Thinking over what the artifact could be, Pearl said, "Have you tried applying chakra or magic to it? It must have something special about it to be a keepsake to an entire village in your clan." Taking his girlfriend's advice, Naruto applied some chakra and while the embers glowed, nothing had happened. "Nothing, huh?" Naruto thought before he summoned his claws. "Let's try this." Infusing his claws with some magic he learned from Pearl and Garnet, Naruto saw the amber gems glowing brightly than before. The two then disappeared in a bright flash of light as the artifact had teleported them away. Ruins. A bright light shone as Pearl and Naruto stumbled onto the cold stone underneath them. "Pearlheim, are you alright?" Naruto asked as he was afraid of another incident with enchanted crystal. Pearl pushed herself up and examined herself as she said, Yeah. I think I'm fine. What about you? Naruto got to his feet and as he helped Pearl onto hers, he said, yeah, Kurama said that nothing's wrong at the moment. That bracelet must have taken us somewhere. After getting their bearings, the two examined the ruins around them as they walked carefully through the stone wreckage. Pearl looked at some of the down columns and noticed the spirals adorned on them as well as on some of the other parts of the ruins. Naruto, said the gem as she remembered the spiral that was on the jumpsuit Naruto used to wear, I think that this was once where the Uzumaki clan resided? Looking around, Naruto couldn't help but have a feeling of familiarity with the place and said, I think you're right as it almost feels like I've been here before. The two continued traveling through the ruins and noted how some of the artifacts in the ruins were either broken or unrecognizable due to the age until Naruto suddenly froze. Naruto? Pearl asked as she saw the frozen look on the blonde's face. Naruto, can you hear me? The gem was about to take Naruto away and try to find a way out of here when Naruto suddenly began to move with his face in some sort of trance. Pearl followed the blonde very closely as she didn't want to get separated as she noted something different with him. Naruto was now walking with poise and grace, like a noble, while his face was relaxed as if he was taking a stroll. Pearl even noted how Naruto seemed to smile at some parts of the ruins and listed them off as either homes, libraries, and even daycares. She then saw Naruto wave toward her, giving Pearl a look of the relaxed look on his golden eyes. Wait, golden eyes? Pearl thought as she followed the blonde down a series of hallways. Naruto's eyes are blue and red when he uses Kurama's power. We are almost there, child, said Naruto with a soft, elegant, and feminine voice, and do not worry about your beloved as he and his companions are safe. Pearl looked at Naruto and asked, who are you and how do you know about Kurama? A chuckle escaped the blonde's throat as he said, all in due time, child. Pearl continued to follow Naruto until they reached a flight of stairs that appeared to travel downwards into pitch black darkness. Naruto reached for an unlit torch before the embers glowed briefly as the torch was lit. The blonde then motioned Pearl to follow him down the stairs as he traveled through the darkness with the lit torch providing a small light. In their language, Naruto began as Pearl followed him. My name would mean Sunstone and I have lived here before having to pass down my powers through what soon became the Uzumaki clan. Although my powers only exist with your beloved now, those of the Uzumaki clan can live longer thanks to the blood that ties them to me. Pearl looked at the possessed blonde and asked, are you Naruto's ancestor? The blonde gave Pearl a quick glance and a smile as he said, yes. I am your beloved's ancestor, Niseki Uzumaki, or to my student Amber. Amber? Pearl said in shock at being in the presence of one of the most powerful crystal gems in the universe. I've only learned about you from history books and what others have said, but to actually meet you. I'm not sure if I should hug you or find it odd that you would possess Naruto. Amber smirked a bit as the two had reached the bottom of the stairs before she said, I am flattered that you would know so much about me, but I'm pretty sure Rosie had exaggerated some of my exploits. Pearl blinked a few times before she said, Rosie? Are you meaning Rose Quartz? Of course, said Amber as she continued down the hall, I was the one who taught her what she knows. Pearl felt her heart stop as she was talking to the very person, or their spirit anyway, that had taught Rose Quartz of all people. Amber chuckled as she then said, I remember that cute little pout of hers whenever she had trouble bringing out her weapon or when she ran out of her favorite snack. Rose pouting? Pearl thought with a bit of surprise and disbelief, I've never seen her pout, deep in thought, yes, but never pouting. We're here, said Amber as she and Pearl stopped before a door that had large stones on it. Pearl watched as Amber crossed Naruto's arms, focusing as the ambers began to glow brightly. The large stones on the door glowed as well, revealing themselves to be giant ambers before the door slowly opened to reveal a much larger room inside. This is the room I had when I formed the Uzumaki clan, said Amber as Pearl walked in and took in the sights. Here I taught both Rose and the Uzumakis the secrets they had once knew as well as grounds for the Uzumaki clan members to experiment with their seals. So, Amber, Pearl asked as she looked at the possessed blonde, have you been waiting for an Uzumaki with your power to arrive here? Ember shook Naruto's head and said, "Actually, I reside in the amber gems that your beloved now possesses thanks to Kurama. I have been waiting for a time that we could meet, so I have been waiting for him since then." Pearl thought for a moment before she asked, "So would you know anything about Kushina Uzumaki?" The possessed blonde once again shook his head and said, "No. There is something within the boy that is preventing me from meeting with her. Your beloved's power as a Jinchuriki has mixed together with the powers he had inherited from me, making a few of his powers act a bit more differently than a full-blooded gem's power. Why Kushina had appeared before Naruto after the regeneration is beyond my knowledge, but all I can say is to watch his powers carefully, as Rose's son and successor may possess some of these powers as well, even though he, himself, is not a Jinchuriki." Ember then pulled out a scroll and began sealing away everything that was in the room. "What are you doing?" Pearl asked as she caught a scroll that Ember tossed toward her. "This room was only to be open once after my passing and will collapse once my energy leaves," said Ember as she began to seal more items into another scroll. "I am unsure if we are alone, but I cannot risk any of these secrets falling into the wrong hands. Especially those of the Uchiha child. Even though I have met members of their clan that do not believe in their ancestors' teachings of hatred," Amber continued as she began to seal more items away, "the Uchiha are vile beings of hate and manipulation due to their hypnotic eyes. I taught both myself and Rose how to fight without our eyes, as one look will result you in being caught in their dreadful power. So that's why Rose prefers her eyes closed in photos," Pearl thought as Amber was almost done sealing everything away. "I fear what may happen should the secrets of not only the Uzumaki clan," Amber said as she looked at a scroll she held in Naruto's hand, "but about the crystal gems were to fall into that boy's hands. There are some things that should have never been learned or set free." Once everything was sealed away, the room was now barren save for a small teleporter in the center. "Once we leave," said Amber as she and Pearl stepped on the platform, "this room will collapse, ensuring that no one will ever learn of this place." Pearl looked at the possessed blonde and asked, "What about Naruto? What will happen to him afterwards?" Amber looked at the gem and said, "I shall return to the gems where I will wait for the day that I will appear before Naruto. He will not remember of what had happened here, but know that all we have sealed belongs to him to use as he wishes." The platform glowed brightly as a flash of light shone briefly before vanishing with Pearl and Naruto's body, causing the room to collapse in on itself as Amber had said. Beach City, Crystal Temple. Garnet was looking at the books she had placed on the coffee table, as the books were written in Japanese and were written by the same author, Jiraiya. She had one book separate from the other three as it was far more different than the others. Garnet had found the books in the bed she had out for Naruto near a letter written in Japanese, and by judging the handwriting, Jiraiya wrote the letter too, and looked through them briefly. "How could a man who calls himself a godfather to my son give him such filth?" the gem thought as she looked at the orange, red, and green books as they were titled as Gika. While she did like the books to a small degree, she would not stand for her son to be in possession of such books. Amethyst had looked at one of the cookbooks before setting the book down, saying that she now has new materials to use when she messes with either Pearl or Naruto. "I'm glad that our gems cannot translate the written language," Garnet thought as she could only imagine what would happen if these were translated into English. The teleporter soon glowed as a beam of light shone before revealing Pearl and Naruto holding a few scrolls. "Pearl, Naruto, what happened?" Garnet asked with hidden shock. "I thought you were still on your date?" Naruto blinked a few times as he said, "I'm pretty sure we're still on our date, as the last thing I remember was walking through some ruins with Pearlheim. Everything else is a blank." Pearl looked at Naruto and saw his ocean blue eyes, knowing that Amber had kept her word. "I'll explain later," said Pearl as she set the scrolls on the coffee table before she noticed the books nearby. "Whose books are these?" Naruto raised an eyebrow in confusion as he looked past his mother and paled when he saw a certain orange book in Pearl's hands. You do not want to read that," Naruto said as he felt Garnet place a hand on his shoulder. "And why not?" Garnet asked as her stern voice sent chills down Naruto's spine. "Son? Could this get any worse?" Naruto thought as inside his mind, Kurama was counting down with his fingers. Naruto Jam Uzumaki. I'm so dead. Well, that's the ending of that chapter. I do hope you enjoy this video. If you like to see more, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel and leave a comment down below. Until next time.